YouTube, what is going on? Anthony here with Pistons Talk, DSA above the rim. Started the show a little bit early because Pistons are on a West Coast trip, which I absolutely hate. But let me introduce you to the panel. To my right, we have Bravo. What's going on, Bravo?
What's up, everybody? It's a new Saturday, new Piston game. We'll talk about a lot of things today. You guys hit the like button. Enjoy the show.
Next, we have Heart of the City, 313 J-Mo. What's going on, man?
What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody, man? Shout out to all the people in the chat, man. As y'all know, it's Free Smoke Saturday. We in the building. What's good, everybody? Make sure you guys like the video, man. Let's get it started, man.
Last but not least, we have Detroit Drew. What's good, man?
Rest in peace, DMX, man. I know a lot of people in the comments grew up listening to DMX. He was everywhere when I was growing up, so he will be missed, but we got some good Detroit Pistons stuff for you guys today to kind of lighten the mood, so hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Definitely. We have a lot of topics for you guys in the chat, and don't worry, we'll answer some of your questions. We'll pick the questions because some of your questions are just bat fucking crazy. But let's get into
remedial is what he was trying to say. Remedial.
Dumb question.
I don't want to call him a tart, but I mean,
just say dumb questions, man. You know.
All right, so it is mock draft season for you guys that don't know because the bottom feeders are looking at the future. So Yahoo Sports had a mock draft, and they had your Pistons selecting third overall, and they had us selecting Jalen Green from the G League Ignite. So my question to you guys is, would you be happy with selecting Jalen Green if we had the third overall pick? JML, I'll start with you first.
Yeah. I don't have any problem with Jalen Green. I mean, I like our situation right now. I'll rather go, Mobley if he's there. But if we get Jalen Green, I'm not. Troy Weaver, man. Troy Weaver picked Jalen Green. I'm like, okay, Troy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He picked Evan Mobley. I'm like, all right, Troy. He picked some dude I don't know. I might still be like, all right, Troy. Like, for real. Because Troy, that's how Troy is with these draft picks. All that free agency, who care about all that other stuff, but these draft picks. Troy knows what he's doing in that area. But I like Jalen Green. I've seen him play. He has a very nice game. He's really, really raw. He's going to be a 25-point per game scorer, it look like. So, I mean, I don't have any problem taking him. We need a true shooting guard, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens with that, man.
Just for context, they actually had Mobley going 4 and Jalen Green going 3rd. So, Drew, what do you think of Jalen Green to the Pistons?
Well, I think that a lot of these mock drafts are going to be all over the place where, I don't know, maybe the top 4, top 5 guys are, still there, but they go to different teams. So, like, one, Mobley might go 2, and this one he fell to 4, just depending on what team lands where. But I'm pretty sure that getting Green at the 3rd pick, not a bad deal at all, man. I'd be happy with that. Obviously, a lot of people have a lot more questions about Green as he was playing in the G League. I really don't care. I didn't get to watch too many of those games. I was more watching college than I was the G League, but at the end of the day, man, this guy can play. He is a great scorer. I've seen a lot of people call him like Bradley Beal 2.0, which I don't personally like doing that with players because Bradley Beal is just another level. You don't want to compare someone like that because if they don't live up to it, they're not going to be that good.
Drew, I was just telling somebody, Bradley Beal, there is no shooting guard in the league that actually plays like Bradley Beal. He has a unique game. Like, if you think about it, there's no shooting guard in the league that plays like him. No player, really. He has a very unique game. But I was looking at Jalen Green. What he averaging? 18 points a game, shooting 46 and 36, man. Y'all have to realize something. This is why this dude is – I would love this pick, and this dude about to be that dude. This dude was 18 years old, just turning 19, so he was coming out of high school. This man ain't never seen no college. This young man ain't never seen no overseas basketball. He going against the grown man right off the rip, giving them 18 points a game, cooking them. Now, I did see him play in one game, and he did look good in that game. And, I mean, his efficiency, I'm just looking at it. Let me tell you, man, the way he breaking people off the dribble, He has a lot to work when it comes to playmaking and IQ and defense, but dog, he gonna be nice. I don't got no there's nothing that can stop. Oh, there's only one thing that can stop him, and that's getting hurt. Knock on wood a little bit. That dude his game is too smooth, man. And at his age, man, he came right out of high school. I don't think people realize that he came right out of high school. Like he didn't go to any, and he's doing this. That's a little bit different than what every other player is doing.
True.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those G League and guys just came straight out of high school. I mean, Isaiah Todd decommitted from Michigan. He went there. I mean, I think Deshaun Nix went there. I mean, there's a lot of talent there. But Bravo, I don't know how much you've watched Jalen Green. I know you are our scout on this show. Would you be happy with the Pistons selecting Jalen Green 3rd overall?
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'd be super excited for having a guy like Jalen Green because he brings a lot to the table. What this team right now needs, if you ignore the season, because we're not looking at this season, what this team needs is scoring. Besides Jeremy Grant, who is the best scorer on this team? I mean, Bey is just a shooter. He's a good shooter. He's not certified scorer yet. Jalen Green is a certified scorer. You get him on the Pistons, he'll be like the best or a second option. He might be the second best player on this team. I'll be honest with you. So I like him so much, and I think I'd be super happy with him. I mean, I'd be happy with taking him even over Mobley. I like Mobley a lot. I'm because I think he fits our team better. But hey, I'll be super excited if we get Jalen Green because he's a really a good player, and I take him over Jalen Suggs in my opinion because we have a multiple point guards at this point, and I think he fits us. Although I think we have a lot of shooting guards right now too. Like we have, I don't know how we're gonna fit him with Josh Jackson and Diallo together. It's some of them has to go at some point. This is how I look at it.
Yeah, I don't like Diallo and Josh Jackson. They're not even on the same level as a 17, 18-year-old Jalen Green. I think if you pair them up together, him and Killian in the backcourt, they complement each other. I don't think, like you said, Jalen Suggs and Killian Hayes wouldn't work because one of them would have to be able to knock down shots consistently. Now, Jalen Suggs had an unbelievable tournament with Gonzaga. I'm not going to knock anything against him, but I just don't want the Pistons to draft him at all. I think it would be a really bad fit.
Like it's not like grabbing the law. Come on, he's still a good player.
No, Jalen Green. I mean, Jalen Suggs is going to be nice as hell.
Yeah.
One reason why I know he's going to be nice is because I could tell he was being held back at his school, and his athleticism on the NBA level with space, he's going to be great. Don't get it twisted. The dude, but what Piston Talk is saying is right, man. Jalen Green just fits our team better, and he fits Killian better. I remember during the little Sacramento Kings broadcast when Killian was busting that ass. It was the only guy who can handle the ball is the guy who got the ball, and they was talking about Killian, and I'm like, bro, that ain't good. We don't got nobody else out there that can handle the basketball. And, that was one of our lineups. But, when you think about it, we need somebody else that can just, break down people off the dribble. And even though Green isn't as good as a playmaker at Killian, because he can score, he can still give you, some assists here and there. And it's about breaking people down off the dribble, really. And, sometimes, it makes things easier for Killian and easier for everybody else, man, when you have that extra scorer that's certified like that. And then you're going to see Saddiq Bey play even better. This is – I need that Killian, Jalen Green, Saddiq Bey, Sekou lineup. I'm sorry, Jeremy Grant. We're going to have to do something with you. I need that. I'm just saying, man. Or you start to say Sekou better be the sixth man, bro. I don't. But besides all of that, though, Jalen Green is going to be a certified scorer, man.
Yeah, I mean, I see some Zach LaVine. I see why people say Bradley Beal. There's kind of the same approach to his game where, he can shoot it and he can play make. His playmaking isn't the best attribute, but I think, if you develop him properly, he can be a similar player. But we are going to talk about Killian Hayes since J-Mo did bring it up. So he has returned to action after, I don't even know what the subluxation in his hip, whatever. But to me, he's looked really good since his return. I kind of think the injury he had was a blessing in disguise because his passing, wow, phenomenal. Drew, what has surprised you or stood out with Killian Hayes since he's come back?
He's been playing better in these, what's he been back? A total of 3 games, 4 games.
Yeah.
One he missed with an injury. Then he did for the 7 that he played in the beginning of the year before he got hurt. That injury, I think, helped settle his nerves. Plus, there's no Blake Griffin here no more, so our offense is changed. And it has opened up Killian to be, I guess, a little bit more free-flowing. He's trying to get his teammates involved because it's not just give the ball to Blake no more. By the way, screw Blake Griffin. So we'll throw that in there. We can't go a show no more without saying that. Blake Griffin slander will be tolerated on Above the Rim. We'll just throw that out there. But Killian, man, he's just having fun right now. You can see it. He's looking to get his shot off a little bit more with that floater. You could go back and watch the first half of the season, I guess the first 7 games when he played. That floater wasn't really working for him. It looked good, but it wasn't falling. And now he's going up. He's gotten 9 points, 11 points. He's looked really good with it, but he's still getting 7 assists. The one game he had, 4 steals and 2 blocks. Like, the injury of a hip is really serious because recovery time for that could take a long time, and he looks better than he did the first half of this year. So I'm just surprised about how confident he's come out, and like he has no rust. I don't know if he's got some WD-40 he sprayed on that hip, but he's got no rust on him, bro.
Oh my!
It's smooth. I'm loving it.
WD-40.
Yeah, I know, J-Mo, you wanted to talk about this. You wanted to talk about the head-to-head matchup with Killian Hayes and Tyrese Halliburton. So I'm giving you the floor, man. Talk your shit.
Oh, man, you got to give me the floor. Oh, I just have to say thank you, Pistons Talk, for giving me the floor right now. And I just want to say shout out to the people in the chat. Make sure you guys like the video. And make sure you guys check out my video where I say, Killian Hayes and Tyrese Halliburton. But one thing I do want to talk about, that first game against New York, I went to the game. And when I saw his passing in person, I was low-key amazed because – like, maybe when I watched on TV, I could tell where he was going to throw the ball, but in person, I didn't know where he was throwing the ball. I'm like, where are you throwing the ball? And then Diallo's wide open somewhere. I'm like, where the hell? Like he's throwing the ball. I don't know where it's going. I'm like, where is he throwing it? And it's right there in somebody's hand. And I'm like, yo, this dude passing. And he, like I said, he looked quicker. He looked faster, more in shape. That injury was basically like a G League for Killian. That's what it was for him. He got to sit back, relax, look at the film, work on his game. And I had told people, like, the shots that he was taking in his first 7 games, it's no different than the shots he's taking out. He's just making them. And I had told people, there are good shots because he's able to get open and create space. And when you can do that, all it is about making the shots. And now he's making the shots. I do want to say that Atlanta game where he had 10 points and 10 assists, he definitely did have a good game in that game. Let's not forget about that while playing good D on Trae Young with all them fluky fouls that they about to cut out the league. But besides that, I wanted to say something, man. Go back and watch that game. And this is coming from a person who has been watching Tyrese Halliburton a lot. I've seen multiple Sacramento Kings games, so I know how Halliburton plays. From the get-go, Halliburton came out there, man. I'm going to be honest with y'all. He was trying to cut Killian neck off, bro, and kick it on the side like a tumbleweed. Like, I'm telling you, I ain't never seen Halliburton be that aggressive in his life. Even when he scored 27 points, he wasn't that aggressive. This boy was trying to kill Killian, and I could tell because I've seen him play. I'm serious. I'm like, why is Halliburton pray? Like, he going at Killian neck. And you know what's funny? I know, if you know, Killian didn't score until Halliburton got in the game. He was literally out there passing and playing his game. Halliburton started coming down. He was like, all right, floater on you. All right, floater on you. All right, dish the job for the 3. And then next thing you know, he started cooking Halliburton the whole game. And I just want to say, for all the Pistons fans out there, man, with these young players, man, it's 3 to 5 years to let them develop. Y'all always like to jump off the bandwagon and go crazy with these players, but Killian's a special talent. He has special vision, and the team really needs his playmaking, and his defense is really showing. We need him. I don't care what y'all say. Troy Weaver know what he's doing, and he was a great pick, and he's only going to get better. And, I still want him to get more aggressive. It was some drives that I wanted him to take where he passed the ball. But the last thing I'll say about Killian that people would have to understand is Killian, like some other players in the league, Chris Paul, Lonzo, he's a pass-first point guard. So whenever you think he's going to score, he's probably going to pass the ball. I need Pistons fans to understand that for the rest of his career as he learns and grows. He's still going to score, see, it's not about people are talking about 11 points isn't a lot, but it's about the 11 points in the 21 minutes, and he ain't even starting yet. I know when he's starting yet, he'll easily be getting like 13 a game, easily. And I told people the second half of the season he would be doing this. Remember this Pistons talk? And he wasn't even injured, didn't I? I just remember that. I told y'all this, and he wasn't even injured. And I said he's going to be averaging close to double figures at the end of the year. And I think that's going to happen for him. And I'm just happy for the kid, mainly because he looks in better shape and he looks ready. He needed that little G League stuff, man. That little, needed to sit down. And it turned out well for him when it was such a bad situation. It really seemed bleak, man. Luckily, Saban Lee gave us some hope at the point guard position. But besides that, we didn't have no hope. But now we got a lot of hope with Killian and him in the future. So we just going to see what goes on. I think Killian going to keep playing well, y'all. So the haters, man, you need to jump on the bandwagon, bro, or, hide somewhere in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, they are awfully quiet. They are under a rock right now.
Yeah, I don't see any in the comments right now.
No, I can understand why people wanted Halliburton, but what you have to understand with the Halliburton versus Killian, we all knew on this channel and people that cover the NBA draft, cover Halliburton, whatever, people knew Halliburton would have an impact right away as a good role player. Mm-hmm. No one's going to take that away from him. The reason why so many people were high on Killian is because of the potential that's there. He could possibly turn into a two-way point guard, and those are really rare to find. Maybe he turns into a Drew Holiday type. You'd love to see that. You never really know what he can develop. If he develops that shot, man, that is scary. Develops that right hand, watch out. You might have an all-star on your hands. But Bravo, what has stood out to you since Killian's
ready, dog.
I think he forgot to mute his mic.
Forgot to mute his mic. Yeah. So, what stood the most for me? I mean, look, I was the one in the last year. So let's have J-Mo enjoy the rest of the comments from J-Mo behind the mic. So I know Killian Hayes very well from the draft from last year. I literally said Killian or none. This is my word. So nothing stood for me. I expected this. I'm not surprised by his performance. I know this is what a guy I expected from him, and he's probably going to be a lot better than this. I've seen him a lot better in France, and I've seen him a lot better in Germany, how he plays. The guy is really professional. He's really good, and he's still 19. What I love the most about him probably right now is just how he moves right now. That's the biggest thing that impressed me. I'm still hesitant about saying too much because I'm kind of scared. I don't think we should start him right now and keep him like the bench.
We should start Jay. What are you doing, man?
Okay.
But anyway, stop playing with this boy.
Hayes. All right.
Stop playing with this boy.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is J-Mo is a nice looking jersey. That's the blue one. And Business Talk, I got the number 7.
Let's go, man.
Man, why you got a Ben Gordon jersey on right now?
No, there's definitely a Killian. I definitely got my Killian on, man.
Hey, I need to get the 45 for Sekou.
Hey, man, I'm gonna get the Sekou jersey too, bro.
I really want to get Sekou. So here's what impressed me. I like the Killian Hayes, Sekou Doumbouya pick and roll play. Sekou need to pick it up and do better, I think. And he started doing better with Killian. I see that the nice chemistry between the two. Even Sekou shooting the ball better off Killian's hands. You guys see that. So there's a chemistry between the two. I think I like them off the bench together right now, and I'm enjoying watching Sekou also. Because a lot of fans, even right now, I can see in the comments they're gonna hate on Sekou, my boy. So I'm not gonna say anything. I'm speechless right now. Let's enjoy the show.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, that Sekou's been playing better, because you're absolutely right. Because this is something that we've been saying since we drafted Killian, is that we need to see the French Revolution out there, whatever else you want to call the dynamic duo. You just seen it the last couple games here, whether if it's the pick and pop. Sekou has been looking way better at the three-point line, getting the pass from Killian. He's also been more aggressive. Now, the last 3-4 games, he has gone coast to coast and got a layup on that. Like, he's just being more aggressive. Again, I don't know if that's because he says had a wake-up call. I don't know if it's because Killian's back, but Sekou has been playing better of late. He's more aggressive. He's looking for a shot.
It's a combination of
standing around. So he's completely changed already.
It's a combination of both. And I remember I told you about Sekou. Sekou don't have nobody that's gonna get him the ball. Like, we got a guy that's this athletic and you can't get him the basketball. Like, and that's what Killian's been doing. He's been making sure he gets touches. Simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple instances where Sekou's been doing some pick and pops with Killian, making some 3-pointers. And, they already have chemistry. I mean, I believe they played against each other when Killian was in the France League in Chalette and Sekou was on the other opposing team. I mean, they've played against each other. They played in, training camp together. I think they have the connection there. And both of them off the bench is actually kind of fun to watch. I'm not going to lie. But let's get into the next topic. So we're going to talk about another rookie. We're going to talk about Saddiq Bey. So he recently broke a Pistons rookie record, making the most 3-pointers made in only 50 games, you guys. Did you expect this from him? Bravo, I'll start with you first.
So Saddiq Bey, I said it literally. He is the steal of the draft. I love Saddiq Bey, but I'll be honest with you. I never expected he's going to break the records. I've never expected he's going to shoot that good in his first year. I know he's a good 40% shooter in college, but he's shooting like close to that level. We've seen him in the last few games hitting a rookie wall, which is what we call, but I think he's going to get a bounce of that like no problem, just like the stock market. It goes down and it bounces back. So it goes up all the way up. So that's what I like about Saddiq Bey. So I'm enjoying every moment, but I got to be honest, I didn't really expect he's going to be our premier 3-point shooter, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, same here. Drew, did you think that Saddiq Bey was going to break the Piston rookie record in only 50 games?
I wasn't even thinking about breaking any Piston rookie record because I didn't even know that Brandon Knight was the leader for that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Brandon Knight had such a good rookie season.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on, I must have missed that part.
Yeah, Brandon Knight was a sniper his rookie season.
I know Brandon Knight did have a good rookie season, but I didn't know that he hit that many threes. I know he had a good rookie season though. Rookie season might low-key been his best season.
I was listening to like some of the games before he broke it, and George and Greg were talking about like he's only like 4 away from tying Brandon Knight for all time. I'm like, what the hell? Brandon Knight, but all right. And the funny thing is that was during the lockout year too, so that was even a shortened season. So I did not even think about him doing this, but it just goes to show you that he was the right pick. He was worth trading for. He was worth giving up Luke Kennard for. Yeah. He's already got more potential and a higher ceiling than Luke Kennard because he plays defense, and he's already working on attacking the paint. So this just solidifies Troy Weaver knows how to find talent. Again, I still don't know why people were passing on Saddiq Bey. It's just relieving for once in our lifetime here. The Pistons got to steal in the draft. No one in this draft is going to go back and be like, man, I can't believe the Pistons took Saddiq Bey. Instead, they'll be like, why the hell did teams pass on Saddiq? And that makes me feel damn good. So I'm happy for Saddiq, man. This is first of many more milestones to come.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine who's a Mavericks fan. His name's Brian, and he was actually really upset that they drafted Josh Green over Saddiq Bey.
Hey, don't get me started. I'll talk to Pelicans fans. They post more about Saddiq Bey in my Pelicans chat. I'm telling you. And how pissed they are that they didn't draft him and got Kyron Lewis. They post Saddiq Bey. Every time Saddiq do something, they post like they be crying. They be like, why David Griffin's so stupid? So I want people to remember what happened when we didn't draft Saddiq Bey at 14. If you remember, me, Drew, and I think Bravo were all like complaining and pissed off. Like, why the hell didn't we draft Saddiq Bey? He was right. Like, it was like, why the fuck we get Isaiah Stewart? Saddiq Bey was right there. What the fuck are you doing? Like, we were pissed. We like, get Saddiq Bey. We were mad as hell, and we didn't know that he was gonna keep falling. Thank the Lord. I thank you because it was like when we got Stewart over Saddiq Bey. Remember, I definitely wasn't happy about that because I was like, Saddiq Bey was right there. What the hell are you doing? Like, and I wanted to draft him. I never thought in a million years he would get this many threes this fast. But the kid is special. Like I say, he gonna be nice, man. You looking at it, a Chris Middleton, Jaylen Brown mix type. That's what you're looking at. That seriously. And I'm just glad he on our team. He got that Villanova swagger. And look, man, Saddiq Bey gonna have like 4 more years of just improving and getting better. And he's gonna be a very polished player, man. He's already pretty polished right now. So, you know.
And when I add one comment, Saddiq Bey, if he develops properly, like if we see him really develop, he's a guy that worth a max player, in my opinion. I think so. Like close to a max, 20, 25 million. He would worth that at least, in my opinion.
Yeah, to me, he's the biggest question mark to see what happens. I mean, if his ceiling is this, then, he's a role player. But if he starts, developing that jab step, developing that, that mid-range game, getting to the basket, whew, man, you got a two-way wing that you could build around.
You're looking at Bogdanovich, like a guy like he's better than Bogdanovich, probably.
I'm thinking like Jalen Brown. Like,
no, I don't think he's there. He's not. Jalen Brown is very talented.
I think if you do.
No, I was saying, well, if you want the reality, Saddiq Bey is better than Jalen Brown right now. Jalen Brown averaged, I remember, 13 in his 3rd or 4th season. Saddiq Bey is averaging 10 in his rookie season. If you want to go by rookie seasons,
yeah, I don't know.
Better than Jalen Brown. So
yeah,
and we know Jalen Brown is great now. I'm not comparing him now. I'm just talking about rookie season. Season. Who had the better rookie season? It's Saddiq Bey. So if we say if he develops, he can be Jalen Brown. That's not too far fetched. That's all I'm saying.
What's the name of the guy on the Bucks? Scott.
It took Jalen Brown a long time to develop in the way he is.
What's his name? Parker. Parker was in the Bucks, right?
Oh, Jabari Parker.
Jabari Parker had a very good rookie season. It was a very good, but he got this injury, horrible injury, and completely ended his career. He's as good as Jabari Parker in his first year, probably.
I mean, what you talking about?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm talking about like Jabari Parker, JMO, when he rose in the Milwaukee Bucks.
But Jabari Parker had extremely good rookie season.
I know, but I'm telling you, he was a guy like he was looked at better than Jalen Green, better than a lot of players when he started in the first year. But he ended up what happened to him, a horrible injury. So I'm not comparing Bey with Jabari Parker, but I'm comparing them just with the way how he started the season. So he needs to develop properly. What if he doesn't develop? That doesn't worth the max, in my opinion. But I think he just worth the max.
I don't think that he's gonna not develop.
So I think he's already developed this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, his ceiling is lower. Like I said, he has 4 more years. Most players that we drafted, like Killian, had like 6 years. Sekou, 6 years of just constant improvement because they're so young. But in 4 or 5 years, he's gonna be what he is. Same thing with a guy like Jalen Brown. Like 1 more year, and Jalen Brown gonna be whatever he is. So, and I think he's great now. So, borderline superstar, damn near. So,
yeah,
so I'm just saying, man, sky's the limit for Saddiq Bey, man. I think sky's the limit.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, same here. I mean, happy with the draft pick. But we're going to move on to the next topic. So this happened, I want to say, I don't even know when it did happen, but Tyler Cook signed with the Detroit Pistons for the rest of the season. What do you guys like about Tyler Cook? Jamie, I'll start with you first.
I love, man, Tyler Cook. He just fits that Piston mode. He's my Piston type player. I love his energy, man. I love to watch him jump, man. I don't know why, I just do. I always love the look on his face, man. Like, but I love his energy, man. He's a good finisher. I like that. He gets to the foul line, man. Like I said, man, he's just an energy guy off the bench, man. He kind of remind me of Giannis' brother, man. I like him, man.
What do you like about Tyler Cook, Drew?
I feel like he's a shark in blood-infested water, man. Once he gets a taste of it, man, he can't stop, man. Like Jimbo said, when I went to the game against the Brooklyn Nets, he caught that alley-oop from Josh Jackson, and his eyes, like, popped out of his head, bro. He wanted some more, dude, and I love that. Only thing that sucks is now Okafor's back, so we probably won't see too much of Cook anymore.
What?
Yeah, so I'm kind of disappointed by that. But I like the kid, man. He's got a lot of potential. And he's someone that, even though we got later in the season, is someone we can develop, man. He's got potential, man, on both ends of the court. So definitely don't just want to throw this kid away. Even if you bring him back next year and have him spend more time in the G League, do that, man. Don't just let this guy walk away for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really good player. Contract-wise, it's guaranteed for this year, but it's not guaranteed for next season. So the
No, I have
Pistons,
a player option or a team option or something.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not guaranteed. Pistons, same with Corey Joseph. They can just say, "Hey, bye." Bravo, what do you like about Tyler Cook?
I mean, I like him. He's just a high energy guy. He reminds me of Dante Hall a couple of years ago. Eric Moreland. He's kind of that kind of energy we have for our team. He's just a complimentary player. I look at him right now. I don't think he's probably a long term future for our team. If really like he isn't the boat of Frank Jackson. I think. I mean, they're both not long term plans, but maybe just Frank Jackson is a better probably prospect than him. I do like him personally. I love what he brings to the team as energy, but I feel like he's taking Sekou's minutes. That's what I don't like. They put him in the center, which is fine. Hey, he can dunk the ball. He plays like the Green from the Nets. He plays exactly like Green from the Nets. He kind of reminds me of Green. So I'm happy with him, but I don't know what else we expect from him. He's just a good player, and I'm really happy for him.
I think it was kind of like who knows if Jahlil Okafor is going to come back, an insurance policy, and Ja's back. I don't know if you guys saw his knee brace, but it was really similar to Blake Griffin's, same type of injury, and he was out there playing in like half the amount of time you have to rehab, which is kind of scary to me. But I mean, Ja's on a vet's minimum.
Man, we don't need Ja to get any minutes. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I saw somebody say he played good last game. Look, so did Corey Joseph. Don't mean I wanted to see it. like I look like Corey Joe. I'm not. You cooked him.
Right.
But I don't want to see that.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic. So I saw this article this afternoon, and I thought it was really interesting. So Bleacher Report had a draft prospect to avoid, and they had Jonathan Kuminga for the Detroit Pistons to pass on. Do you guys agree with Bleacher Report? Drew, I'm going to start with you first because I know how much you hate Bleacher Report.
Yeah, I do hate Bleacher Report, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know anything too much about Jonathan Kuminga yet, but here's my analysis. This name does not pass the eye test. Jonathan Kuminga is not a superstar name. You're never going to hear, hey, man, did you watch that Lakers game, man? They got cooked by Kuminga. Never going to happen. So just right from there, man, I can tell this guy's not going to be a superstar. He might be good, but I don't know too much about him. So I don't know. I probably wasn't the right guy to go first on that one.
This man, Drew, just used my little superstar name theory, man. See, back in the day, I came up with the theory every superstar player they name just sound good. Like, for real. Like, every superstar is just roll off the tongue. Like, you wouldn't think of that, but Nikola Jokic, Old Yoke, Big Yoke, Joel Embiid, LeBron James. Like, they all sound like players on Mortal Kombat. like when you click on their name, they be like, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving. Like, that's how the name sound, but Jonathan Kuminga, bro. Now, if he a superstar, Drew, we gonna look bad.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about him, man.
Well, he played in the G League Ignite League. He had moments, but I could see why Bleacher Report said no to that. But, Jamo, what do you think about the Pistons not drafting Jonathan Kuminga if he's on the board?
Yeah, I don't want him. It depends on where we're at, though. Like, if we're cursed and we're like at 7 or something, I might have to rethink my options. You know what I'm saying? Because I do think he's one of the top prospects in this draft. I don't like. I have seen him play just like Jalen Green, so I've seen him play too. So he can play. I'm not gonna take that away from him. He definitely can play. So, but other than that, no, I'm good. I might take Jalen Suggs before I take him. Even like, I don't know, man.
Bravo, I don't know how much you had a chance to watch Jonathan Kuminga or if you're familiar with him, but do you agree with Bleacher Report the Pistons should pass on him if he's available?
If he's available, it depends on our position in the end of the draft. So at the end of the day, not at the end of the draft. So if we really like 5th, he's the guy on the 5th. I take him because there's no other. Pick the best player available in that situation, and in that situation is him. If you look at him, I think they said that because in terms of the fit, he might not fit our team as
Yeah.
good because we have we got a lot of power forward, small forward right now. So like even shooting guard, big shooting guard like Diallo, he can play small forward. So we don't need like another small forward on the team right now. We need a shooting guard or a center, maybe an elite point guard. That's fine. Like these are the things I'd really consider. But I don't think I would just pass him on him like nothing for no reason. I'd pass him on him maybe if we get him another pick or something, or maybe trade up. Hey, pass on and trade up and get a guy like Mobley. I'll be happy with it.
Yeah, I think, Kuminga on this team would be weird. I think you draft him. I mean, Sekou's minutes are in the toilet. Let's just be honest, because it'll be a shiny new toy that the Pistons want to see what's there, and Sekou's going to be on the bench rotting. But, I would actually take Scotty Barnes over Jonathan Kuminga. I think Scotty Barnes, you guys are going to hear that name a lot. He is talented. That guy can pass the ball, like defend 5 positions. His shot's kind of a work in progress, but I'm really high on Scotty Barnes right now.
Not
sure
no,
I mean, like if we fall, like let's just play devil's advocate. Let's say we're 6th or 7th right now.
Oh, that's bad.
And you got a chance between Kuminga, Scotty Barnes, Moses Moody. I just throwing names out there. I think I would take Scotty Barnes in that situation because I see the defensive potential. I see the passing. I see someone that could potentially take over Jeremy Grant's spot when his contract's up. Like the kid a lot.
If that situation you're talking about, if we end up with 6 and we got a chance to draft Kuminga, I would never pass on a Kuminga guy, man.
Oh, okay.
That would be a steal for us.
I'm looking at a picture of him and Larry Bird shorts, man. I don't know about this.
He's good. He's good to pass. He's too good to pass on after the fifth pick. But hey, I mean, if you really ask me, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Johnson, I really personally like Keon Johnson. If you look at his play, this guy is like a Diallo. But we have and he's a guy like Troy Weaver would pick because he's athletic. I like Keon Johnson myself. But hey, that's the kind of player. You guys look at Keon Johnson. He's kind of a nice player, and he plays like Diallo, in my opinion. I think, but he's just as good as them. I think.
I mean, if you're going shooting guard, I'm sorry. Like, I would actually pass on Keon Johnson. I'm a big Moses Moody guy.
Yeah, I was saying Moses Moody. You're not gonna draft him this high, but I like the dude from UCLA, man.
Oh, the Johnny guy.
Juzang, bro.
Yeah, didn't he decommit from Kentucky or?
I don't know what he did, but he can play. That's all I know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting to see, like, if the Pistons do fall, because who knows, that might happen. It's just Detroit, but I mean, I think there's still a lot of talent there. I mean, I love Kai Jones out of Texas. If you want a center, if you want to trade down, I mean, that's a guy to me that shit, man.
Yeah, you could trade down. Exactly. That's maybe a play you consider. Yeah. Trade us for another pick. Give me a future pick. You guys can take Kuminga that way.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to talk about Corey Joseph. Now, on the surface, that trade was really weird to me. I never understood why Sacramento wanted DeLon Wright, but they threw in a couple draft picks. Now, after him just cooking Sacramento, which was absolutely hilarious, how are you guys feeling about the trade now? Bravo, I'll start with you first.
Yo, I'm loving the trade because I feel like we got a lot of discount for next year in return for this guy. DeLon Wright was about to cost us an 8 to 9 million next year, and this guy is going to cost us $2.5 million, maybe probably at best if we can decline his contract. So that's not a guaranteed contract. I do like I think he's a better distributor, better floor general than DeLon Wright. He plays a little bit faster. He's a nimble player. Like, you don't expect what he comes from Corey Joseph, but the guy that DeLon Wright is a smart player too. But I'm really happier with Corey Joseph because he fits our team. He passes the ball. I don't like him in the last game because he took a lot of shots. He's not supposed to do that. But hey, he roasts his old team. I don't mind doing that. So I think it's a message he delivered. So I'm really happy with what we have, and I think you can even bring him back next year for $2.5 million. That's not too bad, I think, if you think about it.
Drew, how are you feeling about the Corey Joseph trade now?
With the exception of his first game where he blew that shot to force into OT, again, F. Blake Griffin, man. He's better than DeLon Wright, man. not just for scoring, but I kind of felt like when they had DeLon right out there with Killian and Killian passing the ball, he never got it back. Whereas Corey Joseph, like, he's trying to find Killian. Like, he's not just scoring. Like, maybe not getting the assist, but he's getting like a couple of those hockey assists where he passes it to the guy who then gets the assist. So I think he fits better with the team. I think he's a better shooter. He keeps attacking the paint. He's got that little, like, Kobe MJ knockoff fadeaway in the paint. It's the most ridiculous shot I've ever seen, but he gets it to go down. I don't get it, man. It's goofy, but I don't mind it. When he gets cut in the offseason, we get all this money back. I'm not going to be mad. He's a better fit for that second primary ball handler position than DeLon Wright was. So I can't complain.
Yeah, my issue with DeLon Wright, I told you guys in the beginning of the season, DeLon Wright's a point guard. He's not a shooting guard. In case you tried playing him as a shooting guard and he struggled. But you can totally see Corey Joseph learned a lot from Tony Parker because he looks like a mini Tony Parker out there at times, just with the way he could just manipulate in the pick and roll and, you know, shit like that. And I love the 2 second-round draft picks. Maybe you can flip them. Maybe you can get in the first round. But, J-Mo, do you think the Pistons won this trade?
100%, man. And I definitely want to talk about what Drew was saying. That's what I was going to say. Corey Joseph with Killian, I'm talking about I'm watching how he talking to Killian. I was watching him like that day at that game in New York. And, you know, he's actually – like, DeLon Wright ain't a talker. He a player. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's not going to inspire you. He's not going to help you. He ain't going to tell you nuances about the game. You got to get Corey Joseph respect for that Sacramento game because boy was trying to put on his Kyrie handles. Boy was like, back. Like, I needed that famous Los Heem. I just needed to hear him say that, bro, because Corey Joe was out there looking like Kyrie on a slow day. I was like, bro, this man is cooking these dudes. I mean, he had the crispy handles, everything. He was throwing assists. I'm like, Corey Joe, really? But he definitely has better chemistry with the team. And, yeah, he better than DeLon Wright, man. At first, I didn't know. I was wrong about that, man. He definitely better than DeLon Wright, man. He definitely fits the team better, too. I definitely would say that, man. So it was a good pickup. And he's cheaper and his contract expires. I think young Killian going to learn a lot from Corey Joe, man.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he would be worse just from, you know, Sacramento Kings fans I've talked to. They said, you know, he's not that good. He can't even defend his shadow, but he's actually been pretty good defensively. And that, like you said, he did look like, you know, a Dollar General version of Kyrie Irving. I mean, he was cooking out there. But we're going to move on.
When I remember watching him in Toronto, I don't remember him being that bad. Like, he was okay.
No, he wasn't. If Drake was rapping about you, you wasn't that bad. So he obviously was solid in Toronto. He was solid in Toronto, low key. So I'm just saying, man.
I gotta say one thing about DeLon Wright. You know, I give you all the respect, DeLon. You played for Detroit, and what I think I really liked about DeLon a lot. He multiple times said it in the conference. He loved playing in Detroit. He loved coming in the city. So you got to respect guys who love the city. You know, you don't want to really trash the guy. And I think he's a good player. And I think he's a smarter player than Corey Joseph. But Corey Joseph fits us better as a team. So respect to you, DeLon, man.
Yeah, Troy thought very highly of him. He traded him. He's like, nope, you're out of here. You're out of here.
But you got to give it up for the players who like Detroit. So some players like Ish Smith. I'm not gonna really trash Ish Smith. He really is he loved playing here. Same thing with guy like DeLon Wright. Who is a player who's gonna play like? I'm not gonna say people's names. I'm gonna say BG. You guys remember him very well. He hated our team. He just wanted to get traded. He played trash in his last year. You know, the guy you respect a guy like DeLon Wright over guys like Blake Griffin for sure.
Broke down Griffin.
Yeah, break Griffin, fake Griffin. You know, I've heard it all. We're going to move on to the next topic. This is a question that Bravo had. You had a lot of questions, and I think they're all good topics we can talk about. So the Pistons have 20 games left this season. How many games can you see us winning? Jamal, I'll start with you first.
I would have to look at the schedule, honestly, bro. Like, before I even say a number of games.
I can pull it up. I can pull it up for you.
let's pick it up.
I'm telling you, man. I know the games that the Pistons get upset, and I know the ones we're gonna get killed in. That's what I'm saying. So,
Okay, so we got the Blazers tonight. We got the Clippers twice. OKC, Wizards, Cleveland, Mavericks, Spurs, Pacers, Hawks, Mavericks, Hornets, Magic, Hornets, Grizzlies, Sixers, Bulls, Timberwolves, Nuggets, and the Heat.
all right. So, I would say 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm hoping less, but hey, you never know.
Yeah.
I already told y'all this team. Once Killian came back, it was a wrap, dog. Forget that first pick. It's not happening. Like top 2, we're not getting it, y'all. Y'all need to accept it. It's okay. We're not gonna get a top 2 pick, but we'll be fine. We got Troy Weaver. We're gonna have a top 5 pick at least, so we'll be all right. But you know, it is what it is.
Bravo, how many games do you think that we can win?
I think I looked at it right now. I mean, I got us winning against the OKC again. I got us winning against a team like Wizards. Maybe we can lose to the Wizards. Maybe. So I got us winning against, the Magic again. I got us winning against the Timberwolves. So that's like 4 games. I mean, if you count, but maybe the Hawks, we can win a better. Maybe I don't know about we can beat the Hawks, but maybe that's the last game of the season as we play against the Heat. We can also win that game because the Heat, that'll be the end of the season. So I at least 5 games, at least in my opinion. And if you look at the Magic schedule, I'm worried right now because the Magic, I don't see them winning more than 3 games for the rest of the season. So I can see the Magic taking our spot at the end of the season. But let's hope that they both team win so that they will be equal at the end. And we will be like lower than them with a better chance of the lottery.
Drew, how many games do you think the Pistons can win with 20 remaining?
I'm saying like 3 or 4. I'm looking at the schedule, man. We got to put the Clippers on back-to-back. Chicago, Zach LaVine, it's just been popping off. We played them, 2 more times or something like that. And then like the teams that we can beat, OKC, and that's if they don't have Alexander coming back. If he plays, then I don't know if we'll beat them. So the other team was Cleveland. That's always a 50-50 toss-up. But outside of that, man, we don't need to beat any of those teams. Stay competitive. Don't just get blown out because those games aren't even fun to watch. Stay competitive, but lose, and lose.
So someone in the chat say 10. That would be awful.
That'll be bad.
Man, I don't believe in tanking, man. Y'all better just watch these games, man, and stop wishing for something.
I said lose, not tank.
Man,
we're not tanking.
I'm just saying, man. We gonna lose games. You don't have to wish for it. But if the Pistons do win 7 or 8 games, don't get pissed and and just keep it moving.
Look, if we win 10 games, I want Killian to drop like 30.
Hey, man, who knows what happens, man? I need a 30 ball from Stewart, Killian, and Sekou.
There we go. I'd be happy with those.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about the teams that Bravo did mention. So the Magic, Timberwolves, Thunder are trying to win that Cade Cunningham sweepstakes. Are you guys nervous the Pistons may win too many games at the end of the year? Bravo, I know this is your topic, so I'll let you go first.
So that's a good question. This is a question I asked for you guys. I think it's the problem right now I'm looking at. The most concerning team for me right now is definitely the Magic because they are going to go on a losing streak. So their games schedule is so hard. They're going to lose. They're going to tank literally. Rockets, obviously the same. T-Wolves. We know the Rockets and the T-Wolves, they can't win games because of the fact if they win games, their pick will be taken by OKC and by Golden State Warriors, respectively. So that's we're not gonna see Rockets, T-Wolves winning games, and Thunder I can see them trying to win, but the problem is I'm definitely worried because if we end up anything higher than the 3rd pick in the draft, in my opinion, it'll be disappointing for me. If we don't really get like bottom 3, that's a disappointing season for me because we're all this tanking. We could have really won more games. Why don't we at least more games then? Look, one thing on the opposite side, one thing a positive by winning in the last 10 games, winning more games is just to give you boost for next year. So this will boost the morals of the players. Like the Knicks last season, they were trash. They ended up like really a bad team. but they started winning in the end. And look at them this season. They really completely transferred the team, but I think they changed their coach. So the same thing with our team. I think if we really win games at the end of the season, it will give us a better chance for next season to be like competitive and even maybe might make a playoff next season. So I don't think it's not impossible if you look at it that way. So I just want us, exactly like Drew said, we want us to lose. We want to focus on that third spot because that's the best chance in the lottery in getting up 14th spot, and also has an equal chance of falling down. So I'll be happy with that. I'll leave it up to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't get a top 3 pick, I'm not going to be disappointed, but it'll just make me think that the lottery is rigged. I mean, how much worse does it have to get for Detroit Piston fans? Like, honestly, like, maybe you let a ping pong ball slip, like straight up, put an extra Detroit one in there. Like, I think the Pistons being a good team and getting a good lottery pick would be great for the city. It give them actually a team to actually get behind because we all suck right now. Lions suck. Red Wings suck. Like, Red Wings rebuild is going to take even longer than the Pistons, which is crazy because they've been rebuilding for 3 freaking years. But, I mean, I'd be concerned with the Magic. I think the Thunder, they're going to just sit out Al Horford. He's out for the year. I think they're going to sit out Lou Dort for the rest of the year, and they're going to sit out SGA for the rest of the year because they see what's there in the lottery. And they already have one lottery pick themselves from losing so much. And like I told you earlier, Bravo, if that – I forget which team it is, not Minnesota, but the other. If the Rockets pick falls, they could get, maybe a Jalen Green, and maybe they get someone else. You never really know, which is absolutely crazy with all the draft picks that Thunder have. That would just be obnoxious. But that's just my take on it. I don't know how you guys feel, J-Mo. I know you're really anti-taking, which I can respect. I doubt you're losing sleep if any of these teams get Cade Cunningham.
Nope, I'm not losing any sleep, man, because I already know we're not going to be the worst team. Like, once you realize that, then you can understand what the goal is. The goal is probably to get the 3rd pick. We're not going to be one of the 2 worst teams. Like, I just know it. I'm looking at our team. If you look at all of the bad teams, we're the best bad team. Yep. Out of the T-Wolves, the Rockets, the Magic, the Thunder, like, we're the best bad team. So that means we're probably going to end up winning the most games. And if you look at those teams, I mean, of course, you could say Seawood and John Wall, but we basically had in SGA, we are going to got the best player or a similar player to, like, out of those teams with Grant. Like, if Grant is playing and he's not being, sit out of the game, I can see us winning like 5 or 6 games because I'm telling you right now, Drew, you saying we got a Clippers on the back-to-back and we play this team and that team, I guarantee you the Pistons win one of those games because they always do. They always do. They've been doing it all year. They always do. Like, this Blazers game got me worried. I'm like, Pistons, please lose. Like, I just need y'all to lose because remember, the first half of the last Blazers game was very competitive before we finally gave up. And I was like, yo, y'all scaring me right now. Like, but besides that, I just feel like that's what it is. And we hit on 4 draft picks this year. Whether people like Killian, Saban Lee, Isaiah Stewart, and Saddiq Bey. So I'm not really as concerned about next year because I know we're going to get a top 5 pick and we're going to get a great player that we're just going to add to the already mix that we already have. And besides our draft picks, we still do have people like Sekou and Diallo and Josh Jackson or whoever we pick between Josh Jackson and Diallo. We still have that option. So that works for us too in building the team. And then when you're looking at it, you can still get a Jalen Green. You can still get an Evan Mobley. I have no problems with that at all. I just trust Troy Weaver in the draft at least, man, because he's showing me something. So that's just where I'm at with it, man. And I'm just looking at our team, man. Like, if we play any of these teams right now, we'll beat them. And that tells me something right there.
Drew, did I ask you a question about this topic? Or
you have not yet.
Okay. I want to know what you think about this.
I am not super worried about it. Due to the sole purpose is I really like Mobley. And if we, can stay in the top 3, or in case like we talked about earlier, where they had Mobley going at 4, if we fall to 4 and he's there, I'm fine with that, man. I'll take that gamble if you even want to call it a gamble. Because we got Killian Hayes already, we got Saban Lee, and we have Dennis Smith Jr., who we can bring back or we can let go. I like that point guard rotation. Maybe, those three guys can equal what Cade would bring to the team together as a combined unit. Although at the end of the day, Cade is still my number one guy. If we get the first pick, I'm all Cade all the way. Nothing else would matter. But if we could go ahead and get Mobley, man, that would take some of the pressure off. And I think a lot of the fans would start to get behind Mobley about just his raw potential of what he could become. But, the Rockets, man, they don't deserve it, man. They haven't been through what we've been through, man. They just came off of having CP3 and Westbrook the last couple of years to go with James Harden, who won multiple he only won one MVP, where Westbrook won multiple MVPs, multiple scoring titles, multiple playoff appearances. The T-Wolves, man, I don't know what the hell their deal is, man. They just suck. They can't seem to get it together, man. The Magic, they don't deserve it. They waited too long to blow it up. Yep. The Thunder, man, they just made the playoffs last year. They're blowing it up, but they're still okay. So I don't feel any sympathy for these teams to where they have earned the spot to get the first overall pick, whereas the Detroit Pistons have suffered. It's amazing we are here today right now. It is amazing we have damn near 100 people watching us right now. We are the worst team as of right now in the Eastern Conference. We just got hosed by Blake Griffin, faking a knee injury, not playing here, now went to Brooklyn. We're paying him damn near $40 million next year to stay on a contending team to go ring chase with Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, or Marcus Aldridge. If that doesn't piss you off and tell you this team deserves more, we have to suffer the Ben Gordon, Charlie Villanueva, Josh Smith era, the Gigi Datome era. We have to suffer through all this. We have to trade away Chauncey Billups for Allen Iverson that never panned out. What the hell happened there? And then to top off cake, we have draft bust after bust. The Stanley Johnsons. That is probably one of the worst ones. The Henry Ellensons.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Man.
Oh, my God.
The Brandon Knights, who got dunked on, and we haven't heard back from him since, man. I could sit here and do this all night. But I was
about to say, Drew, you don't have to name all of our failures now. We still got hardware. We still got that's why it's 100 people in the chat, because we got championships, man.
Man,
that's what they want to smell again.
Right.
Bro.
It went from 89 to 97.
I don't care, man.
We have earned this, man.
You're right.
No, you preaching to the choir, Drew, but I know the reality. It don't matter if we earned it. They ain't going to give it to us. We earned it last year so we could get LaMelo. You know it. We were supposed to have LaMelo, but we didn't get it. So it is what it is, man. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I just feel like at the end of the day, somebody asked if Mobley is better than Wiseman. As a prospect, I think yes. If we get a guy like Mobley, it's cool. We get Cade, cool. We get Jalen Green, cool. Like, that's just what we need to focus on. But, of course, none of them teams deserve anything, man.
Yeah, these are words, man. These are words, Drew. I'm just going to add one comment to this thing. What is more concerning for you guys in the draft? Falling down 5, 6, 7, or really remaining in the top 4? Definitely, I'm not concerned about landing the number 1 pick. I'd be more scared about falling down. So, statistically speaking, the best teams, the best picks, in my opinion, here's how I think about it. The best picks, statistically speaking, as the 3rd and the 4th picks. They have a higher chance as equal as the 4th pick is very good because it got still like the first 3 pick got about 14% in landing number 1, but the 4th pick got like 12.5%. That's like only 1.5% less than the top 3. So the 4th and the 3rd pick are the best picks, in my opinion. If we end up like a 3rd or 4th team, I'll be okay with it. And actually, the 4th is better than the 3rd for one reason. You got less chance in falling down than the 3rd. So that's the concerning part, falling down. Remember, you don't want to, like last year, we fell down from 5th all the way to 7th. We don't want to lose. We don't want to fall down from 4th or 3rd all the way down to 7 or 6. That's the concerning part. I'd rather have a chance of going higher than falling down.
Well, where was Charlotte at last year in terms of all this before the lottery happened?
So here's the thing. It's always going to be like
a 12 seed or something? They weren't even.
No,
they weren't even a low seed. I mean, like a low seed. They just got lucky as hell.
So let me tell you something about the draft. This is how the draft works. There's always going to be a team out of the top 4 in the lottery getting up all the way, cruising all the way up to land that number 4th or number 3rd or number 2nd pick. There's always going to be a team like that who comes in all the way up, draft who jumps up is always going to be a team or two, and there's always going to be two teams who remain in the top 4. So that's what's going to happen with those teams.
Yeah, I mean, statistically speaking, if you're looking at the Pistons right now, like Bravo did mention, if you're one of the 3 worst teams, first overall pick is a 14% chance, second overall pick 13.4, third overall pick 12.7. Now, where it does get interesting is the first pick, the farthest you can fall is the 5th pick. The second pick is around the 6th, and the Pistons can fall to the 7th pick, but it's only a 7% chance, which, it's not that bad.
So again, it's statistically.
Whoa, hold on. How much was the percentage last year?
Demo. Let me educate you guys. I'm a statistician. I worked as a statistician before I became a physician. So I know statistics very well. It's basically like rolling the dice. You got a better chance in rolling the dice at the 3rd and 4th to land the number 1 pick or top 4 pick than falling down than other teams.
Yeah, I think we're going to get the 3rd pick and we're going to take Mobley. That's what I think is going to happen. That's just what I think is going to happen. I would love to get Cade Cunningham, though. But I think Jalen Green is going to still go number 2, and then it's going to be Mobley and then Suggs, depending on how the teams fall. But I think Motor City Mobley is going to be a Piston. And I think he's the player we need because, so some people, I'm still even wondering myself, is he as good as I think he can be? But I just feel like with these players, I say all the time, if they get the right development, then they'll be great. With the talent that Mobley has, if you develop him right, he literally has superstar potential, literally. Like, he's just too damn talented. But that's on the Pistons to, try to develop him and things like that. But if he gets developed right, he can basically do almost everything. So, like, he can shoot, has post game, can pass the ball, amazing defender at every level. Like, what can he do? And he still needs to bulk up. He still needs to get even more offensive moves. Like, he can dribble the ball. Like, the guy is just like, man, he's a unicorn. I really think so. To me, he's like the best center prospect in years. To me, like since like in the I think Embiid was the last one. Like Ayton was a real good prospect that I was high on. That is documented. But he's way better prospect than Ayton or Wiseman to me. Like seriously.
You talking about Mobley?
Yes, I'm talking about Mobley, man.
Yeah.
7-foot Mobley that can play. He's so good he can play power forward. Like, man.
Yeah, I was looking at a stat. He's the only player since Anthony Davis to win Defensive Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year, and Pac-12 Player of the Year. Anthony Davis was the last player to do that, and their skill sets are kind of similar to each other. I'm not saying he's going to turn into Anthony Davis, but you can kind of see the potential there.
20 and 10 guy. He like I said, he remind me like that AD Cat type. You know what I'm saying? You can say that they're both more naturally talented. Cool, but Mobley's still gonna be a problem. Like, and I would say he's a better defender than like both of them. Not AD though, but I'm talking about Cat. So.
Yeah, we do have 2 more topics. Then we'll answer some questions for a little bit. So this is one of Bravo's questions again. So. Can the Pistons trade up in this draft? I'm assuming he's talking about first-round picks because we do have 3 seconds, which I don't really know if you want to trade up second-round picks to draft in the second round. But, Jayma, I'll start with you first.
Hey, man, Troy, man. I remember one time I told you to trade up for LaMelo. All I'm saying, bro, if you want to go get Cade, go get him. Like, I don't want to have to go through this again. Go get him. Or it is what it is. I'm perfectly fine with Mobley, as I said, but if you feel like Cade is that good, trade up. And no, we definitely can trade up because we have assets. We got a lot of shiny new toys that people want. The Jeremy Grants and things of that nature. We ain't giving up Saddiq Bey, but the Saddiq Beys, teams want some of our players, So things could happen, but I don't think we should be doing none of that. Just staying pat unless we're really, really low in the draft. Like I feel like if we 7, we can't get another 7 pick. Then you might have to trade up. Like we need to be in the top 4. We can't get another 7 pick. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna have to move up or somehow. I don't know how they're gonna do it. They're gonna have to figure out a way. But if we get the 7th pick, you gotta move up like 4 spots, man. Like we can't get no 7th pick. Like, bro, not again, bro. This is the last number 7 we ever gonna get in Pistons history, and it's the last one we ever gonna need. Do you feel me?
Yeah, I feel like we could, but I mean, I feel like in the first round, there's just so much talent. There's a lot of like players that are probably sleepers that we probably haven't even talked about or even like watched any film on. Like it happens every year. Happens every year. I mean, there's always a steal in the draft, but Drew, do you think the Pistons have enough to trade up in the draft if they want to?
Well, it depends on how much we're going to be falling. Determine if we're going to trade up. Like if we are saying we want the number 1 pick, we fall to 3, which I think that's what we're projected at right now is the 3rd overall pick, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say we fall to 4, and you want to go up to the top 2. You are going to have to give up a lot, multiple first-round draft picks to do all that. So I think this is really if we fall past 4. So say like J-Mo said, like 6 or 7, and you're going to try and get back in the top 4. We can move a grant. We can do a sign and trade with DSA and a future pick or something along those lines. You know, we'll throw in a Bumley and a cheap contract or a 2nd rounder to move up with our flip flopping the first. So I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. I think if we get to the top 4, we're safe. I don't think we'll move up. We won't try to trade down. We'll keep that pick. But like you said, if we get in like the 5, 6, or 7 category, then trading up is a real possibility because, like J-Mo said, man, it's probably a must. You have to get one of these Cades, Mobley, Suggs, Greens. One of these guys you have to get, man. You can't pass on all of them.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Rob, I know this was your question. What's up?
Breaking news: Dwayne Casey says Sekou Doumbouya has earned extra minutes and is taking things very seriously. I'm like dead serious.
Yeah, from James.
That's good news.
Okay, well, I believe it when I see it on the court, Casey. He still played 13 minutes last game.
Yeah, I see the tweet you're reading. James said, as I've said a ton on here, you don't know what goes behind closed doors. That's true. That's what I said. I always thought it was kind of like a behind-the-scenes thing with Sekou, why he didn't get minutes. I don't know if it was an attitude problem or, you know, Casey's trying to mold him into what he wants to be because he sees the type of player Sekou could be.
Mr. Ray said he graduated from 10 minutes to 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It's Free Smoke Saturday. Make sure you guys like that video if you haven't already, man. And make sure you guys subscribe to my man Detroit Drew and Pistons Talk if you haven't already, man. Y'all crazy out here, man. This man said he graduated from 10 to 12, man. Wow.
Bro, I know this was one of your questions about if the Pistons could trade up in this draft. So I don't know what you were talking about. I don't know if you're talking about the 3 seconds that we have or if you were talking about possibly trading up to the first round. So can you elaborate?
The question is straightforward. What do you guys feel if we trade up to get Cade Cunningham? I'll do everything I can, in my opinion. Again, I don't care about how many future picks. I don't care about Jeremy. I love Jeremy Grant. Chip him in. Just give me Cade Cunningham. Okay. Even if we are in the 3rd pick, if we got a chance at Mobley, I'd still trade up and get Cade Cunningham. The guy is a legit generation player. You're not going to see a player like him in a while. And I think he's going to turn our team to the best, in my opinion. He is the kind of an impact player. He might be one of the MVPs in the league. I don't want to say that too much, but that's too early to say that. But I think I love Cade Cunningham to a degree that I'd be super happy to trade up for him. Yes,
so
exactly.
Let me ask you this, Bravo. I just want to see how much you love Cade Cunningham. You think he better than LaMelo?
Yes.
Oh, wow. You like him a lot. Oh, man, y'all crazy, man.
I love LaMelo. I love LaMelo Ball, man.
Oh, man.
No, I think he's better than LaMelo.
No, okay, we gonna see.
I think he's better.
I'm not giving up everything in the world to get Cade Cunningham.
I'm not saying everything, but give up a reasonable I might have
Like
said
he's
I
not
give
like
up
a
everything.
Zion Williamson
Yeah.
to me, or like a LaMelo to me.
Well,
like
I'm not.
he's
Yeah,
not that high to where I would give up a lot of things to get in like Zion.
Some people are basically comparing him to Luka Doncic already.
I think so.
He's not as good as Luka Doncic.
I think he's good.
But I
man.
don't think
Trust
he's
me.
like better than LaMelo.
You guys are gonna. He might be the MVP of the league one day. I don't know.
I don't know,
think-
Bravo.
I think whoever gets Cade, their franchise changes that day. Like they'll probably sell his jersey in like less than 5 hours. I
Yeah.
think he's that. I think he's that
comparing
special.
him to Luka though, like we gotta slow up, man. Like Cade still got a lot to work on, man.
So here's the thing: if the Minnesota Timberwolves land the first pick, and we got the third pick, let's say the first pick, Minnesota Timberwolves don't need like. I mean, they would love Cade Cunningham, obviously, but they have D'Lo, so they would be okay taking like a guy like Jeremy Grant and taking our pick, maybe a future pick, and we get Cade Cunningham. That's a crazy move, but I consider it, man. You're not gonna see a guy like Cade Cunningham. Trust me, he's one of the
I don't know,
rare.
Bravo, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I think that there are people like Cade doing what Cade's doing, man. And
You guys-
I love Cade, but
I'm
I don't
actually-
think he's better than like the top prospects from the last two drafts.
I'm
I really
surprised
don't.
you actually saying this because last year literally said trade up everything just to get LaMelo. We didn't do
Yes,
it.
because
He is-
LaMelo is that good, and like I'm still worried about Cade's playmaking ability. Look how many assists he averaged. LaMelo
It doesn't
has
matter,
high
the
assist
numbers.
numbers. It
The
does
the
matter.
numbers don't
If
matter,
LaMelo-
man.
If LaMelo played, I don't want to hear no excuses. If LaMelo played in college, his assist numbers would be high as hell. I don't want to hear nothing because like they would be. Simple as that. So I'm looking at the playmaking. I think Cade needs to work on his playmaking a lot. He's a number one prospect in the draft, but I'm not giving up the whole world for him because Mobley and Green are just as good.
You're not giving up a whole world for him.
The gap between these players and then the top and like last year is it's a little bit different. That's why I just think LaMelo's a better passer, man.
Okay, that's a different.
Definitely.
Let me
Okay,
give
I
you
don't
some
know.
context. Cade Cunningham took a team to the tournament. Basically, guys like us, that whole Oklahoma team
Yeah.
was so
Oklahoma
trash.
made the tournament the year before.
Oklahoma State was trash.
Yes.
They made the
Everyone-
tournament the year before.
I know that, but
Like
Cade
that's what
Cunningham
I'm
wasn't
saying
there last
though,
year.
because I checked that. They made the tournament the year before. Cade got
yeah,
there.
but a lot of those players didn't really return. A lot of them declared to the draft, or they
But
just
like
went
they
to
had
different.
a good program, is all I'm saying.
Oh, I'm
It
not.
ain't like he did what Trae Young did. They went to a team that wasn't doing anything at all. Or John Morant.
I think if you put him with decent shooters, maybe a rim running big man, those assists will jump way up and those turnovers will go down. The reason why his assists were so low and his turnovers were so high is because that team was just ass. It was terrible. I'm sorry. He carried that team. I mean, not to mention the clutch factor. That boy is clutch.
Yeah, I love Cade, but I think y'all
J-Mo,
he's not better than
don't
the top
compare Cade.
prospects from the last two drafts.
I think I don't
John
think we
Morant, Zion, Edwards, and LaMelo, right there.
I think Ja's open for discussion, to be honest with you, man.
I don't know. Ja was rookie of the year.
And he was good, and he's good, but dude,
we saw with
Cade's
Ja,
good
what
too.
Ja only triple double in the tournament. Like Ja proved himself the whole time,
All right, let's do this. Let's do this hypothetical here, then. Okay.
and he made the playoffs, didn't he?
All right, let's do this real quick. So Ja's rookie year, and let's say Cade coming on this draft right now. If the Pistons were drafting number one, which player would make this team better right now? Rookie Ja or Cade right now?
Cade right now.
Cade.
Rookie Ja. What are you talking about? We already seen John Morant do it.
I don't think he's as good shooter as.
He went to
Cade
that
Cunningham.
team with Jaren Jackson Jr. and a bunch of scrubs, and they was in the playoff hunt instantly. That's all I'm saying.
I'll take
Like,
Cade.
I like Cade, but like I need to see him in the league do all of this stuff, man. Because I don't know, man.
I'm high on him. I think if you draft Cade,
But
if the
over
Pistons-
LaMelo, dog, like
The-
over like Zion, like
I mean, if-
Anthony Edwards, like no.
Yo, I'm gonna get his jersey as soon as we draft him. How about that?
you know what? Maybe I'm drunk on the Cade Kool-Aid, but I think if
You are. I
win
thought
the
he was
lottery.
gonna go further in the tournament, man.
if you win the lottery, the Pistons are a playoff team with Cade Cunningham instantly.
Yeah.
I think that about Green and Mobley.
I don't know about Mobley.
Like, I don't know, man.
So Mobley's a good
We
player.
gonna have to
honestly,
see, like, what team do you expect him to go to, and you expect him to instantly be in the playoffs? Because we looking at the worst teams right now. Which team he gonna take to the playoffs?
I think I'd have to look at the worst teams in the name. Like if he went to Cleveland, for example, they'd
No,
be a
we talking
playoff team.
about OKC, the T-Wolves, like the teams you had up there, the Magic, the Rockets, us. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I think any of those teams he could bare minimum have a play-in team. Bare minimum.
I think Houston's capping, bro.
And
Like,
I don't think this is Cade
trust-
Cunningham hate. Everyone, like, I love Cade to death. People know that. I'm just saying, like, man, Broward talking about giving up the whole world for him.
I'm not saying the whole. I'm saying
He said to give up anything. I don't care
give
what it
everything,
is.
but
I'm
not the whole
like,
world.
no, I'm not doing. Especially when it's like a Mobley in the draft. Like Mobley was in last draft. I think
give
he would
them a
have
couple of
team
picks. Give them our future pick, future first round pick. Give them this year's pick, and we give them Jeremy Grant. I mean, they want Jeremy Grant. That's the way to go. That's the best pick. That's the best player if they want it, because you getting me Cade Cunningham.
The fact that you compare Johnny to Cade just tells me that you're
Johnny.
like straight up.
I think Juzang better than people think, man.
No,
His off dribble skills are legit.
No disrespect.
But he's still a bench guy though.
No disrespect. This happens every damn year, and some GMs are actually freaking like the Kings GM is notorious for this. So he's not a GM anymore, but they'll watch March Madness and then they'll go off of that and draft somebody.
But sometimes March Madness is a very, very indicative of a player.
Oh, I know.
So it's give and take with it sometimes.
It happens every year. People get they're like kind of like recency bias. Like maybe I can't even say.
I mean, John Morant became a number 2 overall pick because of the tournament, and it was legit.
Yeah, I mean, some players pan out. Some
he wasn't nowhere near that before the tournament.
I mean, look at Marvin Bagley. That's a perfect example.
I mean,
that's a perfect example. What I'm talking about.
Oh my god! But that's because Luka Doncic. Like I'm telling y'all, man, I knew Luka was gonna be great, but he was so unknown. None of us knew what he was gonna really do. Besides the people who had watched him for years and years and years, I just saw him cooking people, and I was like, oh, I'm like. But other than that, I didn't know. We're like, what is he gonna do?
I knew as soon as
I wouldn't have taken Marvin Bagley over him though. I wouldn't have took Marvin Bagley over him though. I was high on 8 though. I didn't.
Yeah, it's Justice Winslow, another one. Like it happens every year. There'll be prospects. Like I think Davion Mitchell. Like he had a really good tournament, and people are talking about him possibly being a top 10 pick. I don't think he'll be a top 10 pick. I think he'll be outside of the lottery. But I mean, happens every year. These kids just have a phenomenal tournament, and then like they could rise up in the draft board, and maybe they don't pan out.
I mean, look at Suggs, but no, Mr. Ray, Ja was having a great season, but he wasn't the number 2 overall pick before the tournament. Like after that, they were like, okay, this is the second. This dude over RJ, this dude over everybody not named Zion. So it's a little bit different. And like I said, a guy like Jalen Suggs, I think that's another legit one. Like his athleticism, I'm just looking at it. It's gonna be he's gonna be such a problem for people in the league because of his athleticism off the dribble. The way people they were guarding him, like he couldn't really get to the rim like that because other players, he was just pass a lot. It's gonna be way different in the league though.
Yeah, I don't have that issue with Troy Weaver. I don't think he's one of those GMs that watches the tournament and then's like, oh, we got to draft this guy. Like we got to draft Jalen Suggs. He hit a buzzer beater like in overtime. Like he's not that stupid. He's not like a bad GM. He probably has been scouting these guys for years, like scouting Killian for damn 2-3 years. He knew who he was like right away. Like, don't have to worry about that with Troy. But I was just saying, like some people in the chat, they keep hyping up that Johnny guy. Like he's good, but he's not worth the freaking top 3 pick.
Yeah. One other question I think I had for the trade up: what do we do with all these second round picks right now? We don't even have a spot on the team to pick a player and put him in the second. Maybe we can have a player spot instead of like Magruder. but if Magruder leaves, if Corey Joseph leaves, we can bring those second round. But what do we do with we have a lot of second round picks? I think we should consider trading these picks too and get future picks.
Well, I could tell you 3 players on the team that won't be here next year.
Who?
Dennis Smith Jr. is not going to come back. I'm sorry.
Oh, you think so?
No, we're not bringing him back for $7 million.
No, but what if you give him like a 3 million, 3-year,
No.
3-year,
No,
for like a 3 million to 5 million?
No, you got Killian, you got Saban Lee. I mean, if you want to have a third point guard, go for it. I think Corey Joseph is gone. And I think Ronnie Magruder's gone because his contract's not guaranteed next year. So you got a couple non-guaranteed contracts. That's 3 roster spots that are open.
What about the shooter? Our shooter, what's his name?
Wayne.
Wait, hell, he's not coming back either.
Oh, or Frank Jackson. I think there's a lot of roster spots now.
Yeah.
Does Troy,
please get rid of him, man.
Does Troy maybe trade up some of those seconds? Possibly. He could just stay there. I mean, I think our most favorable is the Raptors pick right now, which is in the 30s.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a really good player. I think I saw, was it Isaiah Livers maybe was mocked to us with their second rounder?
Why would we draft another forward?
I like Joel Ayayi. I don't know if
he can shoot though.
Yeah, I mean, let me see what pick on has taken.
I don't know how good he's gonna be in the NBA though. As a Michigan fan, like Franz Wagner is gonna be real good in the NBA. I can tell you that right now. Liver's gonna be good. I don't know how good though.
So they have us taking Deshaun Nix, who is in the G League, who absolutely love, really good point guard at 37. Austin Reeves from Oklahoma at 50, and David Johnson from Louisville. I mean, those are all point guards and shooting guards. Obviously, more, help. But I mean, I don't know if we keep all of those.
I think we need to trade. We trade some of those picks. I think.
Like I said, if you guys have any questions or anyone on the panel wants to talk about something else, we can. I'm not even going to answer that question. No, I'm just not, man.
Yeah, man.
I like this comment. It says Sekou is a thing. It's possible he might not be on the team. I mean, I wouldn't really completely exclude it either. I hope he remains on the team. But
I just don't think Troy Weaver gonna get rid of him because, like, one thing about Troy Weaver is I'm starting to figure out with him is he has eyes, and I know he see the same thing I see, and a lot of people see and say, "What are you doing, Drew?"
Oh, I just saw that.
Like, what the? Bro,
it looks weird.
What is Drew putting up? Like, that's a tail.
Yeah, she got a haircut.
I honestly think that he sees what I see, and Sekou has stepped it up. I think he's gonna, stay semi-consistent with his inconsistent minutes for the rest of the season, and I think Weaver's gonna give him a chance, and he's gonna break out next year, and he'll be on the team. Honestly, it's just this year. I don't know. Casey put him in the doghouse. Can't say nothing else.
So, what do you guys
let's
think?
Hope we land Cunningham, please.
Nah, I'll trade Jeremy Grant for Cade Cunningham in a heartbeat, bro. Like, I'll get Jeremy. You can take him quick enough.
Because I think Minnesota would take Jeremy Grant and take our pick and take a future pick. They'd do it because they need like a guy like Jeremy Grant. If they end up with a first pick.
Oh, you put Minnesota you can put Jeremy Grant over there. They gonna go to the playoffs.
Yeah,
for sure.
They would do it.
Like with Anthony Edwards. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if I was them, I might consider doing that.
So DJ doesn't like the deal. I mean, I hate to say, I love Jeremy Grant, but dude, you gotta do what you can sometimes. Sometimes people will have to go. You gotta get a return value for your stock. You gotta have to trade your stock at some point.
That's a
there's
good
one question I want to. Yeah, I was about to say I wanted to answer that, man.
Servetus. So, I don't think that man's dribbled yet. I think he just shot the damn ball. Like that shot is cash, but yeah, I think he'll get more minutes, honestly.
So I have a Servetus story. When he checked in against the Knicks, I'm dead serious. Like his first shot, I was like, because I was real close, like at the bottom. He saw me, looked me dead in the eye. I was like, "Come on, Servetus!" I thought it was going in. I definitely did. He definitely did not. Then he looked at me like, "All right, I got you." And then that's why he came down and then he rushed that shot and airballed. I'm like, Servetus, wow. But I was like, "Let's go!" He came back and then he hit the step back, falling out of bounds. But dog, that joke was so funny. When he missed that first shot, he was looking right at me, bro. He's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta make one now." I'm dead serious though
Yeah.
about the first shot. But man, dog, I believe in Servetus. Like Servetus has to be good, or I don't know if I will get over what the Pistons did. Like I have to believe in him. He came out and he hit another shot, man. He just need to be a 14-point per game scorer, dog. That shoot. That's all I want. That's all I want, man. That's all I want from Servetus, man. Get him on. I want him on the court. More like all the bums we got out there, man. Put him on the court. Like, why ain't he on the court? We can use him. We can use that spacing. Like, he can shoot.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, like every time he gets in the game, like he's just sitting on the perimeter. I was like, I don't think you've dribbled yet this year. Can you dribble? Because I haven't seen it.
He don't have to dribble. He can shoot.
He's actually a very good dribbler. I think he's a very good
passer
passer too.
Man. Like,
You know, he played a
I
point
want
guard.
him to get out there, man.
Servetus played a point guard in Lithuania. You know, he's played in his first year when he got his MVP in the Lithuanian league. I don't really say he's trash. I don't want to say he's trash. The point is, I give him minutes over a guy like Frank Jackson. I mean, Frank Jackson is winning. I like him, but maybe split the minutes between him and Frank Jackson or McGrew. I mean, I don't want to play McGrew.
Or just don't give Frank Jackson no minutes. Like,
yeah, I mean,
like, come on, man. Why are we giving him minutes for what? Like, he's not going to be on this team.
Frank Jackson is good, actually. He's still a good player, but
Garbage,
we want to see more of Servetus. Yeah, I would agree.
Man, put Servetus out there, dog. Like, we need to see what we have in Servetus. Like, why are we even giving Frank Jackson minutes? Like you talking about DSJ not going to be here. I'm kind of like, why is DSJ even starting right now? Like, Killian or Sekou Lee should be starting over him. I'm just saying.
Oh, man. So Everything King wants Sean D. Brown Jr. in a Piston jersey.
Hey, I like Sean D. Like, especially he's a shooting guard though, so we would not have to get in the shooting guard early. But no, I like Sean D. Brown. He could be a good off the bench scorer, you know, like a Will Barton type. You know, not a starter level, but no, Sean D. Brown can score on the NBA level, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I like him. I'm telling you, you put him in like a Spurs, you like put him with the right team, he could be productive for a team. Like, I watched him a lot. Like, he has a lot of moves that could be used at the next level, man. And he has the size, and he has the athleticism for it. He's an older player, but I can't get mad at Everything King for that, man.
Nah, shout the King though. Man, there's one player in the draft that I'm really curious about, and he's kind of in the late first round. That's Josh Christopher. And I don't know if you guys have watched him too much, but man, that kid is explosive as hell. Like, I want you guys, after you're done watching or done doing this, watch it. That kid is explosive. We should give Servetus time so we can think he ain't that bad.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I see Brown like KCP. Oh man. Lakers KCP or Pistons KCP? It's a big difference.
You know who I like? I like Joel Ayayi. If we can pick up Joel Ayayi, he's a Gonzaga shooting guard, plays to Jalen Green. He's a nice player, man. If we get this guy, he plays good ball. He's a smart player. Second round pick.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, there's so much talent outside of the top five. I'm sure we'll get into it in the summer, like we did last summer, talking about all these players, breaking down like what we're doing.
Right, talk about a different player every week, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Wait, so when does the game start, man?
10
o'clock in 1 hour.
Man, y'all are tripping on us, dog. It's really low key. It's the last game of the day. I know it's the other games that start at 10, but like it's the last game on the docket. So they really see, you know, don't nobody care about a 10 o'clock game in Portland, dog. Especially against the Pistons. They're like, oh yeah, let's throw y'all all the way over there at the bottom where nobody cares in the corner.
Bro, you know what I want to talk about? It kind of pissed me off. So DSJ had a really good dunk last game, right, against the Kings. I forget who it was, but I'm listening to both broadcasts. I got Valley Sports Detroit on my TV, and I have the Sacramento Kings. The Sacramento Kings guy got more hyped than George didn't even fucking acknowledge it. They're talking about freaking McDonald's and biscuits and shit like that. Sacramento Kings guy.
Yeah, y'all know my feelings on George Blaha.
But I love George, man, but he's just collecting a check. Like he's not even like if he calls Sekou or Hamidou Diallo Sekou one more time, I think I'm gonna snap.
Straight up. I was surprised at how well they did with the transition from Bally from Fox. Like I figured they'd still say Fox Sports Detroit, and I haven't heard him say it once yet. So hats off to them. But I'm with you, man. I like Johnny Kane calling the game better than I do George at this point, which is sad because George is iconic, man. I don't want to get rid of George because he was here for the best eras, the Bad Boys, the Going to Work team, the Grant Hill era. Like he was there for it all. He's just so old,
man. George, your time has come, man. It's been a long run, but you know,
I know he's a legend, but
like, he is a legend, but it's over, man.
When the opposing broadcast is more hyped about a dunk on their team than you are, that's a problem. Like right. Mark Jones is like, DSJ just caught a body. Oh, it's just like, bro, shout out to Mark Jones, man.
Like, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, man. That's really where we're at here.
Oh, my God.
Everyone's turning on George, man. Every time I went on Twitter during the game, it's like, I can't believe George said this. I'm like, yeah.
That's funny, man. I remember I was a villain because I had some takes on George and people tried to come at me. Now y'all understand, huh?
Half of Pistons Twitter's done. They're like, man, give it to Johnny. Give it to Johnny. Like, straight up. Like, even Matt Shepard, when he would, like, fill in for George, it was more exciting, which he does Tigers games now, but still, it's like, man, hang it up.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you guys,
George used to be into it, but I just don't think he cares. He's old. He doesn't want to be
up there. It's not like we trash. George don't got nothing to cheer about. We garbage. So he like, man, yeah, whatever. I don't care, man.
Greg tries, but like, Greg's just okay.
But Greg personality is he's Greg Kelser, you know. So his personality is how he commentate. It is just like, bro, do I want like if I want to listen to somebody like read me an audio book, I go to Greg Kelser, dog. Like if I want to hear about some intricacies about something fancy. I can listen to that Greg Kelser, but if I want to hear a basketball game, I don't want to hear no Greg Kelser.
I can't even watch Pistons live though, because I like Johnny Kane. I don't mind Mickey York, but what's that tall, goofy white guy that's on there? I don't remember his name.
Oh, Tim McCormick.
Tim McCormick, dude. He is like a robot, dude. He creeps me out, bro. Like I don't know what he does, but like I watch it, dude. I just get like serial killer vibes off of him, like. And then they make jokes on there. They're the most cringiest jokes. Like, they're worse than dad jokes. I mean, this is terrible, man.
What Dominique said is the funniest thing. Like, if you have siblings or, cousins where, hey, I want to play. You plug it in and you plug it out. And there's a computer and they think they're kicking your ass, but they're really not.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh man, I mean that's probably the funniest thing I've heard all day.
Man.
Yeah, Tim. There are some people on Twitter that can't stand Tim. Like I remember when I was on a streaming service because I usually don't get the Pistons version. I get the opposing, and they had the Pistons on, and Tim called Mason Plumlee. I think Peyton Plumlee or something like that because of his assist, and I turned it off. I switched to the opposing broadcast because he was comparing Mason Plumlee to Peyton Manning.
See, I did that. I compared Plumlee to Peyton Manning.
Who? Pritchard? You said Peyton Manning. Oh, no, I would have cut that off too.
He did it
the wrong way. I'm like,
I compared them to, but it's not because of their physical attributes or their sports ability. It's because they got big ass foreheads, bro. That's about it. That's the only reason I found Peyton Manning.
Gosh, bro.
And that was it.
Man, plumbing, man. Come on, man. We know that's plumbing, dog.
Bumley.
Question: what is Bey's ceiling? I don't know, like borderline star if he keeps developing.
All-star.
I haven't seen his house. I don't know how tall his ceiling is.
Like I say, like he'll be an all-star at least, man. He's an all-star player.
Are you guys watching WrestleMania?
No.
No, I'm watching these
There's
Yeah,
only
I'm
one
on
good
the
fight
background.
today. There's
What's
only
up?
one good fight today. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. I like this fight. I'm gonna go watch it.
But why is this the opening match on this, man? They're like, this is for the title, bro. This makes no sense.
It's the best match in the whole, I think, WrestleMania today,
Wait,
right?
Bobby won? Oh, spoilers.
But it's
Keep me behind Gregory Kelly every time he says stew instead of beef stew. I'm like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not here for none of the George Blah, but Gregory Kelly is even worse because, like, bro, like, you even less interesting than the old man. Like, no, man, I love Gregory Kelly and George Blah, but sometimes we want a little bit more excitement. That's all, guys. That's all.
No, it's like I think we need to go younger just because it's more relatable. Like, we don't care that you played in 1960 and you played against a guy that no one knows, maybe outside of PD Sports. I mean, like,
they need me and Drew out there postering, man. And I'm gonna let Drew take, like, whenever we play the Nets, I'm gonna let Drew take the reins, you know. And whenever we play the Sixers, I'm gonna take the reins, just so I can talk about Ben Simmons. How he's a failure. Man, come on, man.
Like, they'll be talking about a guy in the 60s, and everyone, like, you'll be listening to it, you're looking it up. It's like 1956.
You'll be like, George. I'm like, bro.
Thank you.
yeah, George. He reminds me a little bit of. I'm like, who?
Oh man, we're gonna wrap up the show though. I gotta get ready for this game. I gotta work in like 50 minutes, clipping those highlights though. You know, that's obviously a bitch during the game. But thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I'm sure we'll have it next week. I don't know whose channel it's going to be on. I forget whose turn it is, but appreciate you guys stopping by. I will leave Detroit Drew, Through and Tree JMO, PD Sports, pretty much everyone in the DSA down below in the description. Go subscribe to them. They make really good content. And